Hi, I'm Janelle, and I'm going to guide you through a nice gentle upper body and upper thigh opener today. So if you have blocks at home, we could use 2 of them today. If you don't have blocks, maybe grab a blanket, and we're going to begin on our backs using these props. And if that doesn't feel good for you, then you can just stay flat on your back. So know that these are just suggestions. If you have a nice big blanket, maybe fold it into a nice long cigar and place it behind you. And if you have blocks, we can use 1 block in between the shoulder blades on this long setting, and then we'll take above the shoulder blades the long way. So I'm going to come sideways so you can see this. We'll take this block right in between the shoulder blades above the tail, and then we'll slowly start to come down onto that. And then here you'll start to feel you need something behind the head. So you can have that block on medium, or if you want a little bit more opening, you can put it on low. Let the arms come nice and wide, and then just feel into the lower back here. You can wiggle yourself around and see where that perfect spot is on this block or blanket. And you can keep knees bent. Or if you'd like to start creating even more of a hip opener here, bring the soles of the feet together. The closer your heels are to your glutes, the deeper the stretch will be. And then as you exhale, allow the soles of the feet to touch, knees will fall wide. So staying here for a few nice long deep breaths, either softening the eyes or you can close them here. Let the belly be nice and soft. And just feel yourself breathing. So if you're coming into this big opener right off the bat and you start to feel like this is not for you, all you got to do is come on out, and you can always roll off those blocks. If you come on out with the legs, you can walk the feet wide, let the knees fall together, and that can feel pretty nice here too. So just feel your body take on this shape for a moment. Let everything settle in. Feeling the top of the in-breath with that nice big expansion across the heart. And then feel the weight of your body being taken up by whatever you have underneath your back, the blocks, maybe the blanket, or your mat. Start to feel the shoulders weighted and heavy. Palms are facing up. You can just allow a slight natural curl here in the fingertips. Everything relaxes. And start to take a little scan through the body. So maybe beginning at the top of the head. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, wash your awareness down the front of your body, just finding all those spaces in the face that you can relax. The chest, and the arms, and the shoulders, release. Taking another deep breath in, feel that expansion. And as you exhale, wash that awareness down the thighs, to the knees, all the way to the feet. And keep those nice big deep breaths in and out here for about another 8 rounds. You can bring a count to the breath if you want to. Sometimes that helps give the mind something to attach to here. Maybe inhaling for a count of 3 or 4. And exhaling for a count of 3 or 4. You can layer in that breath with sound at any time by constricting the vocal cords in the back of the throat, inviting in that ocean sounding breath. Start to notice maybe some spaces really softening here now in the shape that the body is in. Feel the weight of the head. The jaw and the eyes are soft. We're coming into this present moment, right here, right now. And allow everything that happened before and everything that's going to happen after this practice just stay in your outer periphery. We're just here with this breath in this moment for 3 more rounds. Good. One more big breath in. Nice long exhale. If you have the knees wide, go ahead and draw them back to center first. And then we're going to come out of this really gently. So let your knees fall to the right or left, whatever feels good for you. Let that right or left arm come down to the floor. And then we're going to slowly let the body weight come into that forearm and then make our way up nice and tall. Good. And then we can take these blocks and move them off of our mats. And we're going to sit nice and tall here. So let your legs come out. Let the spine take on that nice straight shape again. You can allow the feet to just roll open here. This is kind of a passive forward fold. So let the shoulders be over the hips and your eye gaze is right down at your feet. Just feel the spine come back in line. Take 2 deep breaths. Good, deep inhale. And as you exhale, just start to slide your hands down your shins. See where that lower back wants to be here. Find that first space where you find the tightness and just linger there. You don't have to go any further. You can bend the knees here if that feels better for you. Keep that back just nice and soft. And take a couple deep breaths here. Let that lower spine open with the breath. Two more rounds here. You might start to feel the weight of the upper body leaning in now towards the legs a little bit more naturally as that lower back starts to relax. Take one more deep breath in. Nice long exhale. And then inhale, bring that spine up tall. Good, and then from here, we're gonna go ahead and take this right leg and the top of the right foot and start to draw it behind you. If you're coming into this and you're like, ooh, that's pretty tight for the knee, that's where these blocks or your blanket will come in handy underneath that left glute. And that'll keep the hips a lot more even and it'll take the strain off of that knee. So see if you can tuck your right glute in towards that right heel. And then you're going to flex now in that left foot, slight bend behind that left knee. Take a nice big deep breath here, and you can stay right here. This might be a big quad stretch for you. If you want to invite in a little bit more in the back of that left leg, maybe start to lean nice and slow, feel into that lower back and the back of that left hamstring. Let the heart lead the way here, flexion in the foot, and just breathe. So you're finding again that first space of resistance. And we're just staying right there and we're breathing, letting it open nice and slowly with the breath. If you start to dangle here for a little bit and all of a sudden you'll notice that Golgi tendon let go a little bit, maybe you can move in a little more. Keep leading with the heart, long through the crown of the head, shoulders are down the back. We'll be here for about another 5 deep rounds of breath. Big breaths in, feel the belly expand into that thigh on the left. Nice long exhales. Take 2 more rounds here. Take 1 more deep breath in here. Long exhale. And slowly walk those hands back. If you were leaning forward, then you're going to lean towards the right and remove that block. And then take that right foot all the way forward and just tap the backs of the knees here for a moment. Feel the difference between the front and back of that left and right leg. And we're going to even that out here. So we're going to take that same thing on the left, tucking that left toe behind the glute. One side you might be good, the other side you might need a block, or you know where to go here. You can take that block underneath that right glute, keep those hips nice and even, tuck that left heel in towards the glute. So the top of that left foot, is pressed into the earth. And then flexion here, a little bit of a bend behind the knee. Inhale, lift. You can stay right here and just breathe, or start to lean. Take your time, feel into the back of that right hammy, feel into the lower back. Take your time, maybe close your eyes and just feel the sensations that are occurring here on this side with the stretch. And we're breathing. We're softening. We're just finding that space, that edge, right where we want to back out, but we don't. And we don't go any further. Just lingering here, allowing the stretch to happen naturally. If you're here now for a few breaths, you might find a little space opened up. It usually takes a half a minute or so. And that leg will realize you're not overstretching. If you're invited to go in a little deeper, go for it. We're going to hang here for 5 more deep breaths. That Ujjayi breath can come in real handy. Nice. Take one more deep breath in. Long exhale. And then inhale, come all the way back up. And we'll go ahead and lean towards the left, remove that block. If it was there, come on down, bring that left leg forward, tap, tap, tap. Good. Now we're going to try that forward fold once more and see how it may have changed. This time we'll make it a little active. So flexion in the feet here. Inhale, raise your arms up. Draw that belly button in as you exhale. Make some space in the spine and come on forward. You might be able to land on your shins, your ankles. If you have a block in your way down here, you can always increase that stretch using a block, bringing it down to the feet, draw the shoulders down the back. So you have lots of options. And if you have a strap nearby or a belt, you can use that too to draw your sternum forward towards the top of the feet, drawing shoulders down the back. And let's take a couple rounds here with our breath. Inhale, come into that half back. Exhale, fold in. Good. Inhale, half back. Exhale, fold. Good. 2 more rounds with your breath. One more big breath in. Half back lift. Exhale, fold and hold here for 5 deep breaths. Feel the backs of those legs. Keep pressing the heels forward. Slight bend behind the knees. Maybe thinking of drawing these toes back towards you. Getting a little more into the calves there too. Shoulders relaxed. Nice. One more inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, stack 1 vertebra at a time. Come up nice and tall, slowly. Then we'll find ourselves all the way up here at the top. Good. From here, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. We're going to get a nice deep stretch again for the front of the body. We're just going back and forth here a little bit. So you're going to bend your knees and plant your feet. And you're going to bring your hands a couple inches behind your glutes and try to get your thumbs to touch. So you're really squeezing the front of the body open here and squeezing the shoulder blades and the elbows towards each other. Press into those palms and lift the heart. Maybe eye gaze slightly looks up. Breathe. If you want to increase this stretch once you're here for a few breaths, keep pressing the palms into the earth. Maybe just lift the glutes and slide them away a little bit. Feel the deeper sensation through the collarbones and the pecs, the fronts of the shoulder heads. Keep breathing, don't stop. Nice. Take 2 more breaths here. Big inhale. Long exhale. And then just slowly start to walk those hands forward. And then I'm going to face you again. Come into a nice easy seat, tall in the spine. Now, I didn't tell you before to grab a strap, but if you have one, maybe pause and run and grab that, or a belt. It's something that's going to be wider than your shoulders, so as long as you can stretch your arms all the way out, that's kind of the length that we're looking for. So, sitting nice and tall here, shoulders over hips. Go ahead and take that strap in each hand. And then you're going to have it just a little more than shoulder width. Take an inhale and bring that strap up nice and tall. As you exhale, start to lean towards your right. Keep the shoulders and the hips in line as you draw down on that strap with the right hand. You're getting a nice deep long stretch along the left side. Good, big inhale. Exhale, left obliques draw you all the way back up through center. Realign, inhale here. Exhale it to the left. Feel into the right side. Good. If you don't have a strap, you don't have to use this. You can just have your hands up and lean. Good. Take one more deep breath in. And then right obliques will draw us all the way back up through center. Go ahead and bring that strap down in the front just for a moment. And then roll that right shoulder head a few back. And roll it forward. And roll that left shoulder head back. Roll it forward. Might get a couple pops in there. Good. So now we're going to use the strap to get into the front side of the body a little bit more. This is like dental floss for your shoulders. So go really, really slow and mindful. And notice if you arc in the back here. So we want to keep the core engaged, nice and flat. And that lower back is nice and engaged. So tall, flat spine. The hands are going to be wider than the shoulders here. Hold on to your strap. And then inhale, bring those arms all the way up to the ceiling. And then see if you can start reaching that strap to the back of the room. How far can you go with that? This is where that lower back will get that curvature, so stay tall in the spine. And then if you can't go any further here, you can start to loosen a little bit with the strap, and that might give you just enough space to very slowly work through the front of the chest and the shoulders here, getting all the way down to the bottom. Nice. And then we'll reverse that. Inhale, nice and slow, tall spine, core's engaged, all the way to the top. And exhale, take it down. Good. Now, go ahead and choke in on that strap a couple inches. And we're going to try that again. Inhale, bring it up. And then start to make your way behind you, core's engaged, tall spine. See where you find that ledge where you can't go any further. And then just incrementally maybe make a little space, maybe a little bit more. Take your time all the way down to the bottom. So this one's all about control of the movement and feeling all that really tight space and the shoulders open up. Reversing all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, bring that down. Nice. You can go ahead and take that strap to the side. And then roll that right shoulder head back a little bit. Roll it forward. And roll the left one back. And forward. Good. So we might have some space now in the front of the body. Let's explore bringing the hands behind us. You can either interlace your fingers. You can grab opposite wrists or opposite elbows behind you. Open up the chest nice and big. Really squeeze the shoulders together. Maybe your palms can touch here. And then as you exhale, start exploring a forward fold while keeping the front of the body open. And you'll find that if you're in crisscross here, whatever leg is in front is the hip that's starting to receive the stretch, keeping the front of the body open, guiding the sternum and the crown of the head towards the earth. You can keep your hands on the lower back here if that feels better for your shoulders, or you can start exploring raising those arms up nice and high. Wherever you are here, we're going to take 5 complete rounds of breath. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep pressing back with the shoulders and down. Beautiful. One more breath. Nice long exhale. And then inhale. Slowly bring that up. Go ahead and release the hands. Bring the palms to your knees here. Reset the spine. Let the shoulders release down and back. Maybe close the eyes and just feel all of that opening that we just created through the whole front of the body, front of the spine, shoulders, all of that. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. Nice. Take one more breath. And a nice long exhale. And then flutter those eyes open. And we're going to come on to the hands and knees here for a moment. So any way that you want to get there, knees are underneath the wrists, shoulders are underneath, or over the, wrists are over shoulders. That's what I meant. So spread your fingers nice and wide, look right down in between your hands. Take a couple cat-cows, inhale, tipping up. Exhale, round. Good. Making any little wiggles along the journey here that you find along that spine. We did some pretty big opening for the front and the back already, so you should find not as much tightness here, hopefully, as you roll through these. 2 more rounds each direction with your breath. Good. One more time. And round. Go ahead and come to that neutral spine. So let your knees be just a little wide, and then start to take your glutes back towards your heels, and then we're going to come nice and tall. And then maybe those knees can come together. So you can stay right here. If this is too much, one or both blocks can go right underneath your bottom, and that will give you a little bit less pull in the knees. And then the shoulders are going to be right over the hips. So we have this nice opening here happening in the front of the quads. And then we're going to work into our wrists a little bit while this is happening, because we're going to go deeper into that in a minute. So right here, take that right palm straight in front of you, face the ceiling, and then take the left arm underneath and see if you can get a hold of your thumb. Press that palm forward, draw the fingers back towards you, shoulder drops down. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, we're going to switch digits. Bring that index finger back. Big inhale, keep pressing palm forward. And then exhale, switch a digit. Inhale. Exhale, switch a digit. Inhale to the pinky. Exhale. Good. Go ahead and grab all 4 fingers at the same time. Press that wrist forward. Look at all that beautiful space you made in that right wrist. This is very beneficial for carpal tunnel. Take 3 deep breaths. Beautiful. One more inhale. And then exhale, release that wrist. Go ahead and wiggle and hula that out a little bit. And we'll get the other side. So this is really good. Most of us are doing this or this all the time, and all that gets all sticky in there. So this is very good for opening that carpal tunnel region. So the wrist will face up on the left hand, right hand comes under and gets the thumb. Inhale and press forward with that left wrist. And we don't want to lock out at the elbow here. Shoulders are still relaxed. Inhale, switch a digit. Ooh, I got a crack. Inhale, switch a digit. Inhale, switch. Good. Last one. Inhale, switch. Take all 4 fingers, draw them back as you press that palm forward. Take a couple deep breaths here. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, release that side and just hula that hand out a little bit. Good. And then maybe interlace your fingers here. Bring your palms together, your forearms together, and just make some nice figure eights or circles or whatever feels good for your wrists. Working out any more, and then switch that the other direction. Any little sticky spots that are still left in there. And we kind of forgot what we're doing with the legs, huh? Or maybe you're feeling it now, so especially if you're not on a block. So if you are on a block, maybe you have a little space now opening in the front of the thighs that you can maybe wiggle, 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 and get the bum in between the feet, and the bum comes to the floor. So you can stay right here. You might be able to take those hands behind you. Again, getting that nice heart opener. You can stay right here. And then eventually we might be able to start to come down onto the elbows. If you're on the elbows, you can just hold on to the feet here. At any time if you're coming into this and the knees are like, ain't having it, come back out. And eventually we might be able to make it to the floor. We're not going to go there today. Unless you have that in your practice, you can come all the way down to your back. So if you're right here, just stay and breathe. We'll be here for 5 more deep breaths. Feel that really deep stretch along the tops of the feet, all along your shins, through the knees, and through your quads here. Shoulders and everything is nice and relaxed. Take another deep breath in. Nice long exhale. If you're all the way down, start to make your way back up nice and slowly. And then we will all come back up into that tabletop. Take your time. Let all the blood rush back into the legs here. Knees line up underneath the hips. Spread the fingers wide. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, tip up. Exhale, round. Inhale, tip up. And exhale, round. Good. Inhale to neutral spine. So we've worked our way up here. Yeah, if you want to wiggle your tail, that might feel good. We worked our way up here so that we can come into our camel pose. So go ahead and come all the way up onto your knees. If you need to pad your knees here, you can put a blanket underneath them. And then you can use a block. I'm going to come sideways here for a moment. So you can use your feet and curl the toes under, and that will bring the heels a little closer to you. If you need to, you can always put a block here, and that will bring the floor a little bit closer to you. So from here, we're going to go one hand at a time. Bring hands to your hips. Shoulders are right over the hips. The knees are nice and grounded and rooted. Inhale that right arm up, and then start to explore bringing that right arm back, and see if you can feel back for the heel or the block if you have it. If you're using just your feet, maybe you have the toes curled and you grab onto that heel. And then here we're gonna take that left arm up and swing that back around and see if you can find that left heel. And then if you're here, you're lifting that sternum up to the ceiling like somebody has a string on it, and they're pulling you up. So we're not trying to crunch into the lower spine here. We're trying to lift that sternum up to the ceiling. Maybe eye gaze looks up. You can keep the head neutral if that's good for your neck, or you can maybe open that throat space a little bit. So wherever we are here, we're going to take 5 deep breaths. I know it's a little hard to get the breath in really deep here, but try. Nice. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, just slowly bring those hands back to the hips. Let that spine come up nice and tall. And then we're going to come down into child's pose from here. So bring your hands back down to the mat. You can have wide knees or knees together, whatever feels good. Slide those hips back towards the heels. Reach the hands long overhead. Let the forehead come in contact with the mat. It might feel good here too to have the hands just draped over the thighs, palms facing up. So be with this posture, nice and grounded wherever you are here. Big deep breaths. We're just letting that spine reset from that huge opening through the front of the body. Take one more deep breath in. Nice long exhale. Good enough. From here, go ahead and inhale halfway up if the knees are apart. Bring the knees together. We're going to take rabbit pose here. So go ahead and grab onto your heels. I'll come sideways so you can see what's going on here. You're down here in child's pose, grabbing onto the soles of your feet or your heels. The crown of the head is going to stay on the mat. And then inhale, just start to bring the hips maybe up a little bit over the shoulders. And then let those shoulders descend down the back. You're using the heels as leverage here, and you should feel a really nice stretch come in towards the tops of the shoulders. There's barely any weight in the top of the head here. You're also getting a nice stretch in that lower back. Take about 4 more deep breaths here. One more inhale. And on the exhale, release your rabbit. And then go ahead and bring those hands down to the mat and press yourself up nice and tall. Beautiful job, you guys. Go ahead and come on down to your mat, onto your seat. And we're going to come down. I'm going to come sideways here to our backs. So slowly make your way all the way down to your spine. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little back massage here. That should feel pretty delicious right now. Maybe circles with the knees, or you can just sway side to side. Do what feels good. We're still breathing nice and deep. Good. Take one more breath. Good. On the exhale, go ahead and plant both feet on the mat. We're going to take a nice little bridge pose here. So scrape the heels with your fingers and then start to press into the feet and let the shoulders take up the weight. You can stay right here, or if you want a little bit more, we should feel quite an opening through that front of the body that we worked through this whole practice. Maybe you're able to tuck your shoulder blades under you and maybe bring your hands together underneath your back. Pressing into the feet. Big deep breaths here. Head is heavy. Make sure you still have some space between your chin and your sternum. Take 2 more deep breaths. Inhale. On the exhale, if you have hands, claps, release that, and then slowly, one vertebra at a time, set that spine back on the mat. Good. Unravel the shoulders, let them be flat here. Bring those knees in for happy baby, so the knees are nice and wide. You can just stay right here, grabbing behind the thighs. Maybe the elbows come to the insides of the knees, and then let the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Let the knees come towards the earth. So you can do a little sway. You can make these movements nice and big, or you can stay static and just draw the knees down. Think about lengthening the tailbone away from you, grounding into the lower back. Shoulders and head are heavy. Take 3 more nice big breaths here. Good. Big breath in. Good. Exhale. Go ahead and plant those feet. Let your knees be wide here, so walk your feet out to the edges of your mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, the knees will fall towards the right. Inhale those knees back up through center. Exhale, knees towards the left. So take a few of these windshield wipers with the knees with your breath, just following the flow of the breath in and out as you Just get into the hip flexors and a nice little release and stretch for the lower back. Good. Go ahead and finish up that last side. And then we'll all inhale up to center and draw those knees back into the chest, finishing off this practice with a little spinal twist. So go ahead and wrap those arms around the legs with the right arm, left arm goalpost or long, deep breath in, and allow those knees to fall towards the right. And then if you do have your prop around, if you need it, you can put that prop on the outside of that right thigh. It'll give you a nice landing to soften if you don't need that, or you might only need it for a few breaths, and then maybe those knees will fall to the earth. Maybe eye gaze back towards that extended left hand, getting that complete rotation here in the spine. You can use the leverage of this right hand to pin that left knee down towards the right. Just softening. Take one more breath in. Good, and long exhale. Inhale that left knee on up first. Let the right knee follow. Realign the spine and center. And then we'll take that on the other side. So goalpost or long with that right arm. Wrap the knees with the left. Inhale and guide those stacked knees towards your left. If you need that prop over here, you can take that prop and travel with it towards your left. Maybe eye gaze will go towards that right hand, if that feels all right for the neck. Still breathing deep. One more big, beautiful breath in. Long exhale. Now on the inhale, the right knee will come on up first. Left knee follows. Realign that spine. Maybe give yourself one more final hug here. Maybe even tuck the nose up towards the knees. Make yourself into a ball. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come on down to your mat flat. You can allow your legs to be nice and wide. Arms take up as much space as they need to on your mat. And then you can grab a block or any props that you need for these final moments of Shavasana. We're just looking for a place that we can be in stillness here. And once you have settled in, we'll take our deepest breath of the day. So take a deep breath in. Let it out through the mouth. Eyes soften, or they can be closed. Allow the body's own natural breathing rhythm to come back into the body here. Connecting with all the sensations that are flowing through the body from that work that we just did. Noticing those spaces that might feel much more open now. We'll bring our attention to our eyes and notice the muscles around the eyes begin to release and relax. The eyelids soften over the eyes. The muscles behind the eyes release back and down, allowing the mechanism of the eyes to relax from the world of looking and seeing. allowing internal vision on here. Allow the cheeks to soften. The jaw relaxes. Perhaps a slight separation in the teeth. And the tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. Opening up your sense of hearing here. Just noting the sounds in the room around you. And allow the ears to become weighted and heavy. As sound gently enters the ears and sound gently exits the ears. Noting the whole forehead here relaxed, the scalp, the back of the neck, and that entire face and head release and relax. And allowing thinking mind to rest back even further here. Allowing the shoulders to become even more weighted and heavy. Allowing the muscles in the arms to release. Biceps, triceps, elbows, forearms and wrists. Maybe a slight natural curl here in the fingertips. Allowing the whole torso to become weighted and soft. Feeling the gentle expanding and releasing as the whole body is breathing here. The gentle rise and fall of the belly. The gentle glide in and out of the ribs. The whole torso weighted and heavy into your mat. And allow your attention to draw down towards the legs. Feeling the weight of the hips, the thighs, the knees, the shins, all the way down towards the ankles and the feet. As both legs soften and relax. And notice the whole body globally here. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go. And the body is naturally breathing itself. And there's absolutely nothing you need to do here. Just be in each moment with each breath. And allow everything to be just as it is.